Good morning, everyone. Just here to just wanted to talk about a couple of issues with tyres that we had recently at an event. They were supplied by the club as a control tyre. The only problem was that about 80%, I'd say, of all the tyres that were supplied were either out of round or basically way out of balance, to the point where we're using big blobs of blue tack to try and actually balance each tyre to the equivalent of about 2 nuts inside the actual wheel nuts inside the actual tyre. Now, it's not a bad omen on the tyre itself. It's just a bad practice of production. Wasn't adhered to. Production standards were a bit lax by the looks of it, because yeah, they were shocking. Cars were vibrating all over the place trying to actually get them to perform. Screws were coming loose on cars. Performance on the track was really crap as well. Now, it's not common that this happens with a lot of cars, a lot of tyres out in the touring car scene in the RC side to suit these type of machines. But every so often you do sort of get a bit of benefit out of putting your own tyres together, because you control the quality of the gluing and how you set up the tyres, sort of. But we're all lazy these days, so we want to pick and go tyres. We don't want to sit there and glue tyres all the time. But to give you an idea, there's a product on the market out of Shimizu, which are these rims, pack of 4 rims, tyres belted as usual, 30, 33s and 36s with touring cars. Okay, that's those ones there. They don't come out of a Shimizu pre-mounted. You've got to do it yourself. But you control the quality, and the quality on these tyres is short of absolutely bloody brilliant. I'll pull out a set, show you, and you've got your choice of inserts, whether they be foamies or moulded, depending on the conditions you're running on. So, very loose surfaces, run the softer insert. If it's really grippy, and you're going to tear the tyre to shreds, run the moulded inserts. Now, that's a tyre I've just pulled out of the pack. Now, if you have a good look at that tyre, the actual quality of the joint in between is next to nothing. There's virtually nothing there for you to have to actually try and cut down to make the tyre flat, unlike some of the tyres that we get out of the package. They've got this dirty great big lump in the middle. This is brilliant. They do cost more. That's the drawback, but for quality like this, I don't know why you'd want to sit there for 5 minutes each tyre trying to take that ridge down. And what we use to do that, I'll reach over from our good friend Ryan Maker, is a cuticle cutter. He's got these in his store, and we have these here as well. They're just a little cuticle cutter used by the bid industry. This is brilliant. The first one is a bit of a shitter, sorry Ryan, but it was pretty sort of went blunt really quickly. This version 2 is awesome. This does not go blunt. I've already done about 20 tyres, and just literally slices off that ridge. But because this ridge is so minimal, that's actually struggling now to even grab the point of the ridge to actually try and take it off. So no need to use it at the moment, unless you buy pre-mounted tyres, where then you will have to actually get that tyre cutter. Okay. Now that tyre, I'm impressed at the quality of Pits and Issues. They are brilliant. Very grippy rubber, but there's no ridge there at all. There's a join line, but there's virtually no ridge. Now with these though, you do have to mount them, which is a little bit of a pain. I know a lot of guys that don't like mounting tyres, and they sort of curl in a corner and cry. Come to mama or mama. Rims, standard. They're actually quite a hard rim. Quality is pretty good. I haven't actually tried a set of these as yet, but I've handed a few out to guys to give a bash around local tracks to see how good the rim is. But it is actually quite rigid, but it is actually very true. Pardon me. Now with inserts, you have a choice, and obviously you have a choice on compounds as well. Now with this one, I'll give my trusty knife, where may that be? Oh, this is my workshop too, with all that crap out the back there. Cut this pack open. Alright, inserts. These are a medium soft moulded insert, and these are a foam insert. Now the foam insert itself is great to make the tyre work better on a low grip surface, gives the carcass a little bit more movement on the actual rim, so you actually generate heat, which is what you want to do to try and actually get the tyres to work straight away. So on some of our tracks here in Australia this works awesome, but it does actually create more wear on the tyre, and you've got to make sure that you glue them really well, not to have any glue seep into the edge where this meets the tyre onto the rim, so you don't want that to go hard at all. So gluing is critical, and you've got to be slow and meticulous to do that. Now with inserts, just take it as it is, shove it in there. To put the insert in, you just use your thumbs all the way around to work it. There's been a little bit of a pain because they're always going to be bigger than the actual tyre. You make sure that it sits inside the edge all the way around, so when you look at that you can't see the actual, whoops, there's a piece there, fix that. That actually sits all the way around nice and neat inside the section there. That sits inside, so it doesn't actually come past the actual tyre rim. I do this to actually set it properly. Get your tyre, pick a side. I usually have it with the branding on the with the branding on the outside. And when you put it in, because these are such a tight fit on this, there's virtually no gap. You're going to be a bit brutal in putting it on. So I tend to feed it bit by bit. Make sure I don't move that insert anywhere on the actual rim, so it doesn't come loose. Build up a bit of a sweat doing this, I tell you. Coax it over, coax it round, coax it round, coax it round. Once it's on, it is really, really tight. So when you glue it, you'll find yourself just gently peeling the rim over for it to fit. Now that's got the moulded insert, and that's got a fairly good firm feel to it, which means on a high grip track that'll be brilliant. It won't over grip the car. Now to glue these suckers, I'm not going to glue it, but I'll show you what we use. I use the Tamiya tie glue from Tamiya. This is great. I've got to get some of these in stock because these are brilliant if you're going to glue tyres, especially touring car stuff. Rim goes into there. It does minis as well with that additional ring, so that makes it a bit easier. You put the top over it. Now as you put this over the top, the tie's centered, so what you do is when you squeeze it, it actually peels back the edging a little bit to allow you to wick tyre glue all the way around. And as you press it down, you use your glue, it'll actually wick it all the way around right into the bead itself, not just on the edge. When you let it go, you get a cotton bud, and you literally just run the cotton bud over the edge, so you just take off the excess glue, so it's set, and then you just, all you do is you take out the excess glue that peels out through the gaps. Take it out, let it dry, do the next one as you go along. This is what you come up with. That's glued, front and back, neat, square, no edge, super sticky rubber. This is the 33s, and if you can't quite see it in this video, I'm still getting used to actually using this little mocker cam, is with the cotton bud taken around the edge, keeps it nice and clean so there's no overspill of glue. It's actually glued quite tightly. Now to give you an idea how good these tyres are, and when you do take care in doing it yourself, I'll put these on the chassis and I'll give it a quick run up to give you an idea, to show you that there's virtually no vibration at all. So good one. I do all four so you can see that it's actually working properly. Also with the nuts on these cars, which tends to be a concern for some guys, they do come apart, they do come off at high speed. I don't use lock nuts, I use serrated nuts with serrations on the back, so when it bites into the rim it actually locks, so it can't actually spin backwards off the rim. A couple of different versions on the market. There's alloy, steel and titanium. These are titanium. These are as expensive as all hell. You're looking at about $21 to $22 for a pack of 4. Steel ones are about $4 for a pack of 4. Not here nor there. The weight is nothing on the tyre, but if you're critical on your car on weight, steel is a problem. Then you've got the alloy ones. Alloys work really good, but slip of the actual wrench, trying to put them on, and you'll wreck the head. Then they're useless after that. So have a think about what you want to get in the way of nuts for your wheels. Okay. Put another one on. Okay, last one. Dropping all the tools. Can't quite see what I'm doing in the car. All done. Now I'll unplug the fan because it is actually quite noisy. Fast and noisy. I like that. Works good for me. Unplug the fan on base. Turn the car on. Okay. Now, if you can see that, look at the wheel very well. No vibration. No vibration. That noise you hear is my gears, which are a bit rough at the moment because of the race that happened on the weekend. But no vibration. Now, the question is, would you prefer to have something you purchase that needs to be trimmed, cut and balanced, and you're wasting time there, or do some tyres in your spare time and actually make sure, for club racing, obviously whatever's given out for major events as a control tyre, you've got to live with it and do the work, but for clubbies, to get good results in your racing and you want to be proud of what you do, you want to sit there for hours trying to trim the mould around the middle of the tyre with Ryan's tool, or do you want to just put together a set of tyres, wick the actual glue around the edge, and then put them on and don't worry about it because they are so well in balance, and choose the insert that you want for grip or no grip. These things are brilliant. These are made by, as I said, Shimizu Racing. You've got foam inserts, you've got moulded inserts depending on the track that you're running on. The rims are hard rims. How hard you hit and how they break, I haven't tried them as yet. I will be this couple of weekends, or I'll have a couple of guys out there at some of the clubs, whether it be Cirque, TFTR or Bosnia, give them a good run to see how good quality the rims are, and just go and play. Now, in additive, I don't know what's going to work on these. Good, I've tried just here at the shop to see what goes the grippiest on the surface. I've tried applying Spider Grip, LGC and LG2. They all work the same. They all give the tyre this feel of tackiness, which is pretty much in the right direction. How that works on the track, I don't know, but I dare say, because these smell really more rubber than synthetic, I'd say LG2 or LGC out of Gravity RC, which we carry, and there's other stores that do as well, obviously around Australia, might be the better option. Spider Grip is a topical type arrangement, and it dries on the tyre. It doesn't it doesn't seep all the way through to the rubber, but it is topical. It seems to make it go tacky, but I don't know how long it's going to last. But LGC and LG2, I think LG2 seem to be the best. You do have to cook it in a little bit, but you can leave it there and it will evaporate and actually permeate into the rubber to make it work well. But do try them, by all means, do try them. It's not going to kill you, it's not going to hurt. To buy a set of tyres, rims and inserts, chuck them together, go down the track, use the additive that you want, whether it be Volanti, as I said, as I said before, the LG2, LGC or the Spider Grip, and see what you reckon. But bang for buck, these are brilliant. Out of the pack, no cutting of actual edge. They are tight on the rim, so the actual gap between the tire and the rim is really tight. Minimal glue, it doesn't have that tendency to move too much. It's a lower profile, so there's not a lot of movement on the tyre. That's why the foam inserts will work better. On a groomed, hard surface that's got lots of grip, the moulded insert will work a lot better. Give them a shot, come back, tell me what you reckon. They're available on the e-store, you can buy them. I've got plenty of inserts, the hard ones. I've just about run out of the softies, but you've got a choice of 30, 33s and 36s. Give them a shot, see what you reckon, give us a buzz back, and we'll still keep buying these in to give you something of a choice in tyres at the moment, because yeah, the choice in tyres has not been good in the handouts. Out of balance, out of round, and a dirty great big mould mark in the middle, which you do have to cut off to make sure that the tyre does work well. Thanks for your time. I'll throw a few more of these little vids together, give you an idea of what's available, what you can do. Obviously, it's information for you to use as you wish. Enjoy your racing and have fun. Take care, guys.